Here we go. Okay. Hello. This is AJ1. And how are you all doing? I'm doing fine. This is a weird start. Why am I talking like this? Oh, I tried to be quiet. Nope, can't do it. Hello, everybody. It's AJ1 here. AJ1 here. How are you all doing? I'm doing pretty well. I just came home from physical therapy a little while ago, and now I decided to do a what if. And because I'm out of school today, makes it only 10 times better. So, for today's video, I will be doing what if Izuku had chakra. Forget to do this every video. What if Izuku had chakra? Now, here we go to start. Basically, to start off this what if, it's pretty much the same for Izuku's life. He would be born the same. His father would still be overseas. He wouldn't have a quirk. He would still get bullied all the way up till he's 14, and would be training for the 10 months. But while he's training for the 10 months, Inka would realize that Izuku is not also something else. There'd be a difference. Izuku would not even have the encounter with the sludge villain. The reason for this is because that pathway was under construction. So that means the villain would still come up there and take one of the construction workers' body, but All Might will quickly pop up and take the sludge villain out. That bridge was under construction, or that tunnel, whatever it was. There was like a few potholes in it. But anyway, so Izuku wouldn't even go to it that day. So for the 10 months of training, Izuku would be working on his body, just thinking of any way that he could possibly even stand even a ghost of a chance at this entrance exam. One day while Izuku was working out, which he would still be pretty physically fit, or so far at least, it would be around 5 months of him doing. It would be around 5 months of him doing this as Inka would end up offering Izuku a chance to go to the woods to basically have Izuku not only work on his acrobatic skills, his survival skills, so just in case if he needs to learn anything, so any skills that could be learned out in the wilderness can be used for hero work, and also to get Izuku's mind off the rest of the world. Izuku would take this offer as they would go out to the woods. And they would end up finding a very good camp spot. I would say at least 3 hours from any point of civilization. And from their home, it would be around 7 hours to get back to their home. So that means if they were to leave at 7, go to the spot, come back, it would probably be around 7 hours. That means like 1 in the morning. 1:40, right? Isn't that? Or am I stupid? No. Yeah, it would be around 1:40. But anyway, while they're out exploring at night, it would be around 2 days as Izuku would be working out, and basically he would be working out, swinging off of trees, learning how to get more acrobatic, as this would actually help out Izuku. As now the fact that he's more limber and acrobatic, he can now, he could basically do like a consistent of 5 jumps and a flip off of each tree. So he'd jump off a tree, jump off another tree, then a third, then a fourth, and then off the final one would be a flip. That's about to his extent. If he were to try to jump flip for each tree, he would probably end up falling. But anyway, one day while Inko and Izuku were just exploring to try and find something, they would end up finding this very old shrine. In this shrine, or as Izuku wouldn't really want to walk in, but Inko trying to find a way for Izuku to get more adventurous and more confident, she would end up advising that they would go in. When they would walk in, they would literally it would just be a bunch of statues, old pictures, swords on the walls. Ezekiel would end up walking over to draw one, but it would be pretty rusty and old. So Izuku would simply just sheath it back and continue walking. After a little while of walking through the shrine, they wouldn't get to the very back of the shrine. As they would basically see like a really large frog statue with, it would simply be wearing like human like clothing and a bead necklace around its neck, and it would basically have its palm flat out with not a giant scroll, but with like 2 scrolls in each hand of each faced out palm. Inka would be very confused and wonder what the 2 scrolls read, as she would advise, but Inko not really being that nosy, as somebody must have been to the shrine before, because I'm not even gonna say that they've been to the shrine before. I would simply just say that Izuku and Inka would end up finding like almost a fresh fireplace. So Inko wouldn't really want to be there much of anymore, because it's probably somebody's home, as she would tell Izuku to walk out, or to come with her so they can leave. Izuku said that he would want to stay for a little while longer, as Inko would simply just tell him to, if he is going to, then hurry up and look whatever he's going to look to, and then come outside. After this point, Izuku would look at the statue, as he would be curious what the 2 scrolls read. He would grab, as the scrolls would be, as one would be almost a purplish pinkish color, more purplish, and at the edge before the wood part of the scroll came, it would be sort of darkish green. For another one, it would be the same, or for the other one, it would be a darkish green, the same as the rim for the purple scroll, but for the rims of it would be gray. Izuku will end up touching one of the scrolls, touching under the scrolls and unrolling it. Izuku will only see a really large seal on top of it, as he would sort of tilt his head in confusion as he would proceed to walk over to the other one and unscrew it, as he will also see just another seal. Izuku, looking very confused, he would simply just put his like the full flat palm on the seal, confused. Because originally he would try to like lay his palm on it and then try to like use his nails to try and peel something off of the edge to see if I was hiding anything. He would do that for the purple, for the purple scroll. But as soon as he did this, he would feel almost a surge through his body, as this surge would almost put a shock through his arm, as the scroll would grow would grow sort of a orangish reddish color, as smoke would end up popping up from it. As soon as it was finished, he would see a really old toad. This old toad would end up looking up at Izuku and look in shock, as she would be confused on what's going on. She would look over at the other scroll that hasn't been touched yet, and she would quickly hop over to it and jump on it, causing the scroll to turn a reddish orange and causing smoke to pop up. Izuku would have already stumbled back a long time ago as soon as he saw a frog, and as soon as he heard the frog scream in confusion. It would be Ma and Pa. Pa would basically wake up very confused and would be screaming on what the hell was going on. Mom would also be confused, but she would simply just look at Izuku. They would both hop over and ask Izuku, where are they and when are they? Izuku would basically explain that I think it's like 2032. I think it is in My Hero. It's either 2032 or like 3,000. No, it hasn't been 1,000 years. They would have been ridiculous at that point. Yeah, so I think it's only been like 10 to 30 years. Like 20 to 30 years from ahead of ours. So I'm going to just say it would be 2042. Ma and Pa would be shocked at the revelation of this, as 2030, it's been over 2,000 years, as Ezekiel would be even more confused on while they're saying 2,000 years. Where is he, or where did they come from? Where did they come from? Ma and Pa would look confused and basically asked, like, would basically ask a few questions like, where's his mom? How did he get here? Blah, blah, blah. Ezekiel explained that he was out on a camping trip to basically get away from the world since he was quirkless. Ma and Pa would look over at each other and then back at Ezekiel. Quirkless? So does that mean there are other people in this world that have quirks? Or whatever quirks are? Ezekiel would look over at them confused like, quirks? Don't you know what quirks are? Aren't you quirked animals? Ma and Pa would look confused and say, what are quirks? Ezekiel would basically explain what a quirk is, as Ma and Pa would basically just chalk it up to Chakra mutating in a form of way after after a little while. It's basically just evolution. Ezekiel would look confused and say, Chakra? And then they would end up explaining Chakra to Ezekiel. After a little while, Ma and Pa would basically explain that since Ezekiel has released them, and since Ezekiel has released them, and also since he's quirkless, what does he want to do when he grows up? Ma and Pa would ask sort of happily, and Ezekiel would say that he would want to be a hero, but he can't do that because, well, he's quirkless. Ma would sort of hold sympathy for him. I think Ma was very compassionate in the anime. Oh yeah, that felt good. That shit itches. Anyway, Ma would feel sympathetic for him and basically, actually no, I'm gonna change it a little bit. Basically, as they're talking, Ezekiel also ended up explaining that there are heroes. Ezekiel would say that he wanted to be one, but he couldn't because he was quirkless. Ma and Pa would hold sympathy for him as they would basically make a deal. Since he had unsealed them, and alright, as they would strike a deal with him, because he unsealed them, they'll give him a gift of basically learning how to use his inner chakra. Since he's quirkless, it might be better for him to use it since it's less of a mutation gene. And Ezekiel will be confused and say chakra, as they already explained it before, but they would explain it in more detail that chakra can be used to enhance your body, use the elements around you to do things that are called jutsu, and blah blah blah. They would basically explain it, but they would strike a deal is that Ezekiel would have to take them back to his house and basically take care of them while they taught him how to use chakra and become a hero. Ezekiel thinking about this, thinking that it's too good to be true, but these are like two talking frogs that possibly have quirks in his eyes and think that they're just not real almost. So Ezekiel would just simply say fine, as he would agree, and he would take Ma, as he would basically tell Ma and Pa to get inside of his bag. As would tell him get inside of his bag, he would leave out of the shrine, and Ezekiel and his mom would go back to the camp. After 2 more days of Ezekiel constantly finding bugs, worms, and other such to feed Ma and Pa in secret, after a little while, Ezekiel and Inka would end up going home. It would be very late at night. Like I said, 1:40 in the morning when they would get back. But because of this, we would cut back to the shrine as we would see a sort of a misty black figure sort of looking at the statue looking at the 2 scrolls on the floor as he would sigh. Master isn't gonna like that. What does he call him Master? Master isn't going to like this. As Kirigiri would teleport out of the shrine. Anyway, we would basically skip to when Ezekiel goes home and tells Inko that he's gonna go out training again. Inko tells him to get back at a certain time. It would be around 11 in the morning, whatever 11 in the morning is in military time. That's what the Japanese people use to tell time. Izuku will end up going out to, I would say, just a really isolated area. I would say like really deep into like a national park. Like the national park would be almost like connected to a dense area of woods, and then after that, if you come up the other side, it would be like not on a highway, but basically to the entrance of a highway. That's how thick it is. From like the city to a highway. That's how dense and long and thick it is. Pause, and more pause. But basically, when this would happen, Ezekiel ended up taking Manpa out of a new bag, out of a yellow backpack, which will hold water and some other things. And also at night, Ezekiel would feed Manpa really well. He would feed him, I don't know, that fucking spinach. I don't know what they particularly eat. I know it's like bugs and other shit. Because what Naruto had to eat when he was there, I'm pretty sure they liked that. So, But anyway, Ezekiel asked them how would they train him, and they would basically end up telling him to basically sit down and concentrate, to focus on the energy inside of him, and then try to move it around. Ezekiel would do this for about a week until he would finally feel like he would finally be able to control the chakra inside of him. Because even then Ezekiel couldn't even sense or feel it inside of him. But now he could basically just concentrate and move the chakra around in his body. So he would physically feel the chakra moving to his hand, to his foot, to his arm, to his eyes, to his head. He would move it all over. He would basically be able to move it all over. After this point, Ma and Pa will end up teaching him hand seal techniques. At this point, Ma and Pa would have asked Izuku to leave them outside for a few days so they can go back to their original shrine. Or actually, no. I feel like I would feel like that. Then Ma and Pa would ask Izuku to like search up ninja hand signs, as to go to some random nerdy ass ninja antique store, as he would basically be doing like all these weird ass hand signs, and Ezekiel would consistently like ask of all the hand signs that ninjas used. The neck beard that would be working there would gladly give him a book of all the hand signs, not Naruto hand. Actually, no. Since this is technically in the world of Naruto, it would be Naruto hand seals, but not as like original. So like for the tiger seal, it would be like both your index finger and your middle finger will line up perfectly. You will put all your other fingers on top of each other and your thumbs together. Now one side of your index and middle finger would be lower, almost halfway to both of the other fingers, but all other fingers would still overlap, and your thumb would be below your other thumb. Ma and Pa would basically tell Izuku that is not at all the right way, and they would teach him. After this point, Ma and Pa would basically be teaching Izuku how to do all sorts of jutsu, and because I feel like Ma and Pa are very sophisticated, I feel like they would know fire jutsu, like all forms of nature, but they don't know how to do it simply. So over the last 5 months, Izuku will be learning fire jutsu, lightning jutsu, wind jutsu, water jutsu, and also Izuku will get very physically fit and agile. One of the first jutsus that Izuku will learn would be the fireball jutsu, which would not be hard at all for Izuku. He would basically learn it almost in the first 4 days. Or not yet. I would say it would take consistently like almost months or even constant weeks to even learn some jutsus. So for the fireball jutsu, it would take him 2 weeks. He will learn the fire bullet jutsu, which will only take him 3 days. Next up, Next up, he will have Fire Style Phoenix Fireball Jutsu, which wouldn't take long at all. Almost taking the same amount of time as the Fire Bullet Jutsu, only 3 days. But finally, for his hardest Fire Style Jutsu will be Fire Style Great Flame Annihilation, I think it is. Great Flame Annihilation. This would take Izuku an entire month to perfectly perfect this jutsu. After that point, Ma and Pa will teach him one of the next best thing, or basically the opposite of fire and water. The only thing that Izuku would get would be Water Clone Jutsu, Water Prison Jutsu, and Water Shark Bomb Jutsu. Now, I don't think anybody's gonna say this, but before anybody says that Izuku only Kisame can use Shark Style Jutsu. What? Who said? Just because it's shark? So you're telling me that all the water shark bombs that Kisame is throwing out can only be used by Kisame, and you're telling me that the second Hokage has never thought the second Hokage, the maker of jutsus, the racist Uchiha man, has never thought of a shark being a bomb made out of water? That's a jutsu used by everybody, and Izuku will also learn the water bullet jutsu. After that point, Izuku will end up learning lightning style. He will end up learning the first lightning style jutsu he will learn will be lightning style triplets, lightning style lariat, lightning style lightning ball, and lightning style chakra cloak. Now, the chakra cloak is not the same as the Raikage's chakra cloak or chakra armor. All this one does is basically enhance Izuku's speed. It doesn't really make him more durable at all, or even enhance his strength. It just makes him faster, and if he hits you, then it simply just electrocutes and stuns you. And then finally, for the wind style, he was have wind style, wind slash, wind style, wind bullet, and then wind style, big breakthrough. I think it's called big breakthrough. The reason why Izuku does not have earth style is because earth style is the hardest one for Izuku to use. As Izuku would have mud wall, that would be the only earth jutsu he would have, but it would be so hard for him to learn that it took the last 3 months to even learn how to remotely use the jutsu averagely. So earth style would be extremely difficult for Izuku. But I don't think I want to even go any further because from how it looks, it seems like all my 1 hour videos aren't doing as well. So I decided to throw out a more shorter video. This will be all for today. Have a nice day. Like, subscribe. I would like to get this channel off the ground like I've been saying every other video. And have a nice day.